procrastination. Do you struggle with that as a leader? I know that I do many, many times. And the truth is, while sometimes we are busy and we just can't get to it, or there's lots of things going on, many times that's an excuse and we're truly just procrastinating. There's generally 3 reasons why we procrastinate, and I want to talk to you today about those 3 reasons and give you 3 strategies to help you combat the procrastination in those areas if that's what you're struggling with. So the first reason we procrastinate is because we're uncomfortable with the project itself. It's going to take us into a difficult conversation. It's going to stretch us outside of our comfort zone. It might lead us to more work, and we're not sure that we want that bigger project or the more staff or whatever it's going to bring. And so what we often have to do to deal with that kind of procrastination is name it. We have to really look at it and say, what's going on here? Oh yeah, I actually am really uncomfortable writing this in this performance appraisal and needing to address these performance issues with this staff. I know that I've been needing to ask my boss for time off, but you know what? I'm scared he's going to say no, and this is something that's really important to me. And so when we can look at what's going on, what's the real uncomfortableness behind it, then we can name it to tame it. And so that's the strategy I want you to think about. Name what's going on for you. Name the fear, name the frustration, name the irritation, name the uncomfortable feeling that's there, and acknowledge it. When you do that, sometimes just simply putting it out there for you to see, you don't have to say it to anybody else, but for you to go, oh yeah, there it is, fear again. Or, oh yeah, I know I'm uncomfortable, but you know what? I'm going to push through this because it's important for this reason. Or, you know what? That's part of leadership. If I'm going to grow people, I need to address some of the things that they're challenged with. And so how can I do it in a way that makes both of us feel better? But when you can name it, sometimes it's easier to move on from it. The second reason that many of us procrastinate is that it's not the actual task in front of us that's causing us grief. It's what's going to happen after that that's going to cause us grief. And so you can say to yourself, when I'm finished this project, what will I have to tackle next? And when you get that feeling, then you know that that's what's holding you back. It's that feeling that comes after this project that scares you. So when I'm done this, I complete this whole process of reviewing the manual, I then have to go from site to site to site to train everybody. I don't want to do all the travel. I don't want to get into that. Well, that's the next step, right? If we work on this proposal, we complete it, and we're successful at it, I'm going to have to start a whole new program and go through recruitment and training and all that kind of stuff. Wow, that's what's holding me back from sitting down writing this. So again, sometimes it's looking at what's the next project. And so that's the strategy. Ask yourself, what is it that I have to do after this project's done? And notice what feelings emerge for you. And then you'll go back to step 1, name it to tame it. What is it? Name what's going on for you, acknowledge it, and then you're able to deal with it better when it's actually named and not a hidden thing that you're struggling with. The third reason many of us procrastinate is simply that we are depleted. We're exhausted, we're drained, we truly do not have the energy to take on one more thing or tackle it. Our to-do lists are extremely long. There's no way we'll get everything done. And so there's a couple strategies here I want you to look at. First is prioritize. Is it really something that needs to be done? Is it really something that needs to be done on your to-do list? And what's the date that it's due by? So kind of figure out the actual task itself. But the bigger strategy here is to renew. Rest, recharge, recover. You go all the time. And when you're trying to complete a project and you're only running on, this much energy, it's really hard to do. So, go for a walk if that's what it will take. Leave early and have a nap. Start it on a Monday morning when you've got more energy. Whatever it is, look at, why am I so depleted whenever I get to this project, and what is it that I can do to renew, re-energize so that I can dive into that project with more energy. So remember, we procrastinate because we're uncomfortable with the project. We don't want to do it. We're uncomfortable with the project after we don't want to do it, or we're depleted. So make sure that you're acknowledging what's going on inside you, whether it's the project you're working on now or the one that's after. Name it, tame it. And make sure that you're running on as full of energy as you possibly can. Do some renewal and recharging stuff to help you get back into both being motivated and being able to focus on the tasks at hand. And you'll find that those strategies help you move through that procrastination way easier.